it started an alternative food movement globally to protect the genetic structures of life on this planet, because that is what is going on now through nuclear waste. And I believe that genetic waste is going to be possibly even a bigger problem. We cannot split inorganic and organic life. It's against the rules on the planet here. The two-dimensional crystalline structures are emerging from light. They cannot be tampered with from the outside. And all that will happen is that the spiraling genetic cohesion between those amino acid molecules is just going to damage our DNA slower and more slowly, until these people have bred us into a slave race, possibly. While they have their own ranches where they eat organic food, and they have bees, and they have underground bunkers apparently, and I wouldn't put it past anybody that the leaders of the so-called leaders of the world are trying to kill us off, because our consciousness is shifting now on the planet, and we will no longer accept being slaves anymore, and the hierarchical power structures are breaking down. So yeah, what we need to understand now is that if we do not grow our own food and save our own seed, then we will be their slaves. And when we create these new alternative economies and cooperative economies, they will possibly threaten us with violence and with the system. That is very possible, and also making us choose whether to be on the grid or not. There's going to be any in between. It's the line is really being drawn now. So the medicine people need to come together now, and we need to start the cooperative communities, and need to plan and wake up anybody left in the cities. We can no longer live in huge cities. They are concentration camps. Sure. And with overlords of those concentration camps. So we need to actually start taking over small towns and revitalizing them, especially towns that just had economic collapse, and that there actually are resources there still, like in the desert and off the beaten track places, and also come together in groups and buy land if there is no other way. There is a possibility of civil unrest in South Africa as well, and in anywhere where there's a possibility of war, and we mustn't put it past the globalists and the bankers to foment a war in South Africa. We're very rich in resources and in rare metals to establish high-tech industries, and it's what the elites want. So and if we have food and we are living on a piece of land, we can always trade food with military and soldiers. If we have no food, we are forced to take weapons and fight in these wars. That's what will happen. So it's very important for us to have our own support systems within the new earth, and places that we can ground the energies of the new earth. And we cannot do that in the center of the cities. It's very difficult to create the healing circles in the cities. So we need to actually have our own base somewhere, and that's what I came back to Cape Town to work on. I thought 2 or 3 years I'm going to be here, and I am looking for people who are going to come back to the land with me, and I don't know where they are, but I'm making that call now, to go back to the land somewhere.